Burnham hydronic oil-fired boiler with 3 zones. Circulators on the return side. Return side of boiler. Water feed valve. I try to keep the pressure up in the system, that way I can force any air out. I feel the pipes when they're cold, then I know that cold water is coming back from the house. That means a full purge has been done. I also listen for any air, any gurgling, and any bubbles. When I hear just water, I know that most of the air is out. So I turn off the valves below the purge valves, which are usually above the circulator. This way, I isolate any of the boiler water below those valves from coming up through my purge valves. And I force the water through the supply side of the system, through the house, and back down out the purge valves instead. I start at the furthest return purge valve away from the boiler and work my way towards the boiler, doing one at a time. You have to keep doing this and keep the pressure up in the system. It takes however long it takes to get the air out of each zone. Not every zone is going to take the same amount of time. You want to keep the pressure up in the system, as I said before. Here, I did not have a boiler gauge that was working, so I was not able to monitor the pressure as I was doing this. But I do know from experience how much pressure I'm putting in by feeling the lever on top of the water feed valve, that I'm forcing street pressure into the system. But you do not want to do this too much, as you will blow off the relief valve over 30 psi. So do not go over 30 psi if your gauge is working. I have been doing this for 20 years. I am fully comfortable and trained to do this. If you do not feel comfortable performing this on your own, I recommend you call a professional. If you have packing nuts, use a wrench to tighten them up softly. Do not over tighten them. I do not purge boilers through any kind of water filtration system. I need all the pressure I can get, so I shut those off, and thankfully here they had a bypass. But make sure you turn the filter system back on after. Clean up your hose, clean up your mess. Leave no trace that you were there. So that video there was of me purging 3 zones. That this is the second or third time I've gone back to purge, and they just seem to have a ton of air. They got bad water pressure at that house. The boiler gauge does not work. I kept showing you that, but it does not work. That's why it was 0 psi. In the future, I'll go back and replace it. That's not an emergency. I know that water feeder is working because the water feeder is brand new. I just put that in. The expansion tank seems to be okay. When an expansion tank fails, if it were to fail, it could let a lot of air into the system as well if that bladder lets go. I've had that happen before. But the system just is very hard to purge, given a big house, several stories, and a very long radiant zone. So that one there is a bit tricky. You got to do each branch. I didn't show you that, but you got to do those individually, the branches on the loops for the radiant zone. That's like a home run deal. They had antifreeze in that system. A lot of corrosion. There's been a lot of water leaks. I replaced the tankless coil not that long ago, but since then I've had to go back several times to keep purging. That's not normal. I purged the living daylights out of it. Like I said, third time here, probably purging the thing. So I think we got it this time for sure. I definitely got several big quantities of air coming out of that when I did the radiant zone especially. So I think she's good to go. Thanks guys for watching. Please like and subscribe my videos, and have a nice day.